Well, Colby, we have reached my favorite portion of the game show. And as I said earlier, I've created a Jeopardy-inspired game just for you to play. It's time for the game of the day.
Game of the day.
All right.
Now, Colby, you've competed in 4 Jeopardy tournaments over the course of your Jeopardy career so far. The Teachers Tournament, the Tournament of Champions, the Battle of the Decades, and the All-Star Games. Well, I was inspired by those tournament names and decided to take the key words and use them as the basis for my own game creation. So, Colby, this game is called Taken from the Tournaments. Taken from the Tournaments. And here's how Taken from the Tournaments works. Colby, you'll face 4 Jeopardy-styled categories, all of which have names taken from the key words of the tournaments you competed in, which are Teachers, Champions, Decades, and Star. The 4 categories consist of 4 clues of general knowledge trivia. The first 3 clues are worth 200 points, 400 points, and 600 points, respectively. And the 4th clue is the Daily Double Clue. For the Daily Double Clue, you can risk any or all of the points you have accumulated for that category only, but be warned, it is the only clue for each category in which you can lose points for an incorrect response. You'll pick a category and play all 4 clues for that category in a row. And because these clues are all written Jeopardy style, you must answer in the form of a question. You'll bank your final point totals at the end of playing each category, and if you can accumulate a total of 4,000 points or more after all 4 categories are played, you will be deemed a winner. Those are all the rules, Colby. Are you ready to become victorious at yet another trivia game?
I'm ready to go.
Then let's play Taken from the Tournaments. 4,000 points to go, and here are your 4 categories. Famous teachers, champions in their own right, game shows by the decade. You'll have to name the decade in which the game shows mentioned originally premiered on television. And star power with the word star in quotation marks, which means the word star will come up in each correct response. Which one do you want to start with?
Let's go reverse chronologically. So we'll start with stars.
Star power. Remember, star will come up in each correct response. And for 200 points, Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga were nominated for Best Actor and Best Actress Academy Awards for this 2018 movie remake.
What is A Star is Born?
That is correct for 200 points. Off to a fantastic start. For 400 points, this company's cup sizes include short, tall, grande, and venti.
What's Starbucks?
That is correct, and you have 600 points for this category so far. And to double that for 600 more points, this is one of the major symbols of Jewish identity and Judaism.
What is a Star of David?
That is correct. For another 600 points, you have 1,200 points for this category, and we've made it to the daily double of this category. So you can bet any or all of your 1,200 points.
Let's bet 800.
Alrighty, this will take you to 2,000 if you're right, or 400 if you're wrong. Category is star power, and here is the clue. Alex Trebek hosted this NBC game show from 1981 to 1982, and the new version of the show in 1983.
What is Battle Stars?
That is right for 800 points!
Woo! Quick story behind that. Ben Ingram, member of Team Julia. Technically, I met him when I was a senior in college because we played college ball. Both of our teams made it to nationals. And I wouldn't have gotten that unless I recalled this interaction. The draftees, the people that were on the board, all had a chance for 10 seconds to go say whatever they wanted. And Ben Ingram just walks up and says, I'm very happy to be on whatever show and Battle Stars. So he specifically mentioned the shows that Alex Trebek hosted immediately before playing Jeopardy. That's the only reason I got that right.
Yeah, he was saying how it's an honor to battle against you stars. I'm going to concentrate, and it's going to be a classic tournament in reference to Classic Concentration, which was another game show that he hosted.
Exactly. And he came out and he said that in, of course, this sort of aloof manner, because he has a very, very distinct sense of humor. And so, I had no idea what was going on. And then, oh, okay. those are these shows that Alex Trebek hosted. All right, man, I'm halfway home.
You have 2,000 points. As you mentioned, you're halfway home. Which category next? Famous teachers, champions in their own right, game shows by the decade.
We'll do the decade.
Alrighty, now remember, those 2,000 points, those are safe. Can't take those away. Once again, for this category, I'm going to name the titles of game shows. You have to tell me which decade those game shows first debuted on television. For 200 points, Deal or No Deal, Power of 10, Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader?
What are the odds? The 2000s.
That is correct for 200 points. For 400 points, Press Your Luck, Win, Lose, or Draw, Blockbusters.
Okay, so late 70s, early 80s, late 70s, early 80s. I'm going to say, what are the 1980s?
You were torn between late 70s and early 80s, and you said the 80s. Well, I'm glad you did, because the 80s is correct.
That's very good game show banter right there. Okay.
Thank you. I've been practicing for years. For 600 points, Jeopardy, The Match Game, Hollywood Squares.
Okay, so you say Jeopardy, so this is going to be the Art Fleming Jeopardy, so I'm going to say, what are the 1960s?
You are correct again, Colby, and that could have been a tricky one because all of those game shows also had versions of them in the 80s.
There's also the idea that you have to get inside the mindset of the people writing the questions, and I know we've only been talking for about an hour and a half, but I figured you'd do that.
Well, through our conversation, I'm glad you can tell that my game show knowledge is up to par. Well, deja vu, we're right back where we were on the last category. You have 1,200 points, and it's time for the Daily Double Clue. Remember, you need 4,000 points to win, and right now you have 2,000 points banked. So you're going to try to win the game right now and bet 800 points?
Given how that last one went, I'm going to hit you with that 0 right now.
Well, since it is a daily double, you have to bet at least 5 points.
You're right, it is a daily double. I will bet 5.
So,
Arthur Chu method, yeah.
Well, hopefully you won't say, I don't know.
I will give you a 10-year period in time and hope that I'm right.
Okay, so for 5 points, here is the clue. Tic-tac-doe, name that tune, treasure hunt.
What are the 1970s?
I fooled you a bit on that one. It's actually, what are the 1950s?
Yeah, okay, so these are lesser-known versions of those. But yeah. I did the right thing there in terms of betting.
You did. All these shows, though they had their most famous runs in the 70s, actually all premiered in the 50s. Brad fact! So you have 31.95, so you're only 8.05 away from a victory, and you have 2 categories left. Are you going to continue your trend?
Yeah, like I said, I don't need flair. I'm only playing against myself, and I'm only playing against the person who wrote these questions, so I'm just trying to hit 4,000. So I think we can do this.
Well, the person writing the questions, that would be me.
I understand, and it's been wonderful, and I'm glad that we get to cap this off doing this.
Well, I am too. Thank you so much for saying that. Here we go. Champions in their own right. That's where you're going to go with. And for 200 points, she won the U.S. Open in tennis 3 years in a row, from 2012 to 2014.
Who is S. Williams?
Yes, S. Williams or Serena Williams is correct.
Okay.
For 400 points, in 2014, Anthony Brooks set the Guinness World Record for solving the most of these underwater with a single breath.
Solving, so what are Rubik's Cubes?
Well, you solved that clue correctly. It is Rubik's Cube.
You can get a gig doing this. You're doing great.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. My dream in life is to host a game show, so I appreciate the acknowledgement that I'm doing this well. This is a big one. You have 600 points in this category. This is worth 600 points, so technically if you get this and you don't fool around in the Daily Double Clue, you will have won this game.
Oh, trust me, I will not.
Here we go. 600 points, category champions in their own right. This General Hospital star samba'd and foxtrotted her way to win the first season of Dancing with the Stars.
Ooh, General Hospital? Oh, I have no idea who's on General Hospital. So you got me there, so I'm going to say, who's Wagner?
No, that's incorrect. Who is Kelly Monaco?
Yeah, that wasn't it. Okay.
Well, you have 600 points in this category. You need 805 points to win the game, and this is the Daily Double Clue. So I don't know how you want to play this. You still have another category after this one in case something fails here. What's going to be your bet, Colby?
Okay, so if I need 805, so you know what? I will bet 205.
So you're going to try to end it right here.
Yeah.
Here we go. For the win. He ate his first hot dog on the corner of Surf and Stillwell on July 4th, 2006.
Who's Kobayashi?
Unfortunately, that's incorrect. Who is Joey Chestnut? So you ended that category with 395 points, which means your total is now 3,590.
I just need 2 of these. Okay.
Famous teachers is the category for 200 points. She is best known for being the teacher of Helen Keller.
Who's Sullivan?
That is correct, Anne Sullivan. So this is it. Here we go. If you get this right, you will have won the game. Bueller. Is there really any other piece of information I need to give you to name this actor who played the famous Ferris Bueller's Day Off teacher?
Oh, well, that's fitting with game show hosts as well. Who's Ben Stein?
That is correct, which means, Colby, you have won this game of Taken from the Tournaments.
Woo!
Of course, you're referring to Win Ben Stein's Money is the game show that Ben Stein hosted.
That also has a special place in my heart because, the whole premise of being a game show host and then actually going out and competing against the competitors, that's the only time I've seen that happen.
And what you just said is why Win Ben Stein's Money is definitely a favorite game show of mine. Just for shiggles, you want to try the next 2?
Sure.
This is the 600-point clue. I wonder if the 6th graders got any makeup tutorials when he taught Harlem students before becoming the Demon.
I don't know this at all.
Who is Gene Simmons?
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. He was a school teacher before he was a professional musician.
And his character of Kiss is called the Demon. Rad fact!
I've seen Kiss live. I should know more about that.
You have 600 points for this category, and we've reached the final Daily Double clue. Want to bet 5 points?
I will bet 5.
Okay. Here is the Daily Double clue for 5 points. He didn't teach in Mayberry, North Carolina, but this actor did teach music and drama in Goldsboro, North Carolina.
Who's Griffith?
Andy Griffith is right for another 5 points, which means you have 605 for this round, and your total number of points for the entire game is 4,195. And once again, congratulations on winning Taken from the Tournaments.
Woo! That was great. I wholeheartedly enjoyed it. Like I said, you have a good understanding of what good trivia is, and you have pretty good game show host banter. So I hope to hear that you land some sort of gig related to the industry in the upcoming years. Good to hear from you, kid.
Thank you so much. That truly means a lot. And that was the game of the day, Taken from the Tournaments. Taken from the Tournaments.